Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday night at 8 for a special live. We are off our regularly scheduled time, but that's okay. If you're on, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here. We'll give you just a couple more seconds here to find me. Um, I know sometimes it's delayed. The YouTube is a notification is delayed that I'm live. So, hey, Carol Deegan, good to see you. How are you doing? Have just a little bit of housekeeping to do, and that is, of course, that the 50% off on the sweet products launched today. So now is a great time to grab a full suite. If you have a full suite you've had your eye on, or maybe two, because the highest price will be your purchased product, and then the lower price will be your half price item. One tip, and I mentioned this, I think, the other day, is that if you're going to order a suite or a bundle from a suite, and then maybe the accessories or the designer series paper, the ribbon, etc., you might want to consider doing two orders, especially if you're ordering multiple things, because what happens, that suite of products or bundle will be the most expensive product, and your half price might hit your pearls or your ribbon or your embellishments. So make sure you're watching that. It is very nice that they've grouped all the half price items at the bottom of your order list, and it actually says offer on it. So you can pick them out pretty quickly which ones they're giving you half price on. I think I ended up putting 4 orders in today to make sure I was getting the best deals, because I was doing a combination of suites and bundles, and then a lot of the little accessory type things. So make sure you're checking that out before you place your orders or before you close your orders. I'm so sorry, Carol. Oh, I'm thinking of you. Hey, Miss Janine. So yeah, so that's the housekeeping for tonight. That 50% off, and this does run through the end of the month, the end of June. The other thing I will mention that they updated the last chance list today, and there's some pretty good deals out there for things. So you might want to also check that out at the same time. But again, even if you're buying it out of the last chance category and you've bought a bundle that's in a part of a suite, the bundle has to be part of the suite to qualify. So if you've bought a bundle from a suite and then you buy something that happened to be in a suite, not necessarily the same suite, in the last chance, you're going to get the half price off the last chance. And that's really not the best deal for you, right? Hey, Betty, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. So that's the story for today. Make sure you're checking out all those goodies out there. I do want to share with you, I forgot to do this Sunday night. I hadn't unpacked yet, to be honest with you, because we were in Gettysburg the whole weekend. But these were the swap cards that my team did for our team meeting on Friday night. And this is the Happy Hibiscus. The bundle, actually, with the embossing folder was used here. So that's pretty cool. And then some pearls were added. Strawberry Slush, one of our in colors, of course, returning in color. That was Cheryl Simmons. Hello, Sharon. Good to see you. And then this is the fracture technique that I've been seeing a lot of on different sites, YouTube and Pinterest and all that. And this was Lisa's. And then we have the cute piggies. And this was Destiny. And then we have this pretty one. And I get them confused. So I'm not even going to try if this is Pretty Flowers or Impression Blooms. But anyway, this was Stacy. And I believe Cheryl was our winner. So the Happy Hibiscus one. So that we had a small group. We only had 6 for our team meeting this time. We're running into vacations and all that fun stuff. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. All right. So we are going to play with, I got to take my hat off. I have a hat on today and it's bumping the camera and the light. We are going to play with the washi tape, the extraordinary floral washi tape. Then the first thing I want to make you aware of with this washi tape is that there are 2 color schemes on here. And let me get a piece of basic white. I'm going to trim this off. I found for me, it's easier if I trim it off the roll. So you want to find where the pattern starts to repeat, even though it's a different color. I look for this big rose. And then I know to go down one line of color, or one line of imagery, I should say. And we're just going to cut that off. And this is going to be what I think is more the Calypso coral color. I'm also not doing this the best way for me. You can play with this and figure, actually, I'm going to do it this way. Play with this and figure out what the, oh, good, what the best way is for you. Hopefully my husband is going to answer that phone. Nope, he's going to let it ring. So sorry. Usually I take it off the hook, but with him being here, I figured he would deal with it if it came up. So you lay it on a piece of basic white. The color really pops when you do that. Now, I've got a fault line right there, don't I? But the nice thing is that this peels up pretty easily. And usually I take my bone folder when I'm mounting it and press it out. So you get it nice and smooth. And then, of course, hey, Thelma. And then, of course, the Extraordinary Flora coordinates both the stamp set, right? So one of the things I thought of after I was done designing for today and ran out of time was that you could probably do this with the Memento ink and stamp the image right down on top of it because it matches the washi tape perfectly. It also has a couple little greetings in here. And then here's our cute little die that we're going to use when the time comes to cut that out. And you can see that that lines up and matches perfectly too. Okay, so let's start with this one. This one, I think I do have all die cut. So even though we have the coral laying here, I think I have to cut that for one of the other cards. So we'll just set that aside for right now. But it's pretty cool how it all lines up perfectly with the stamp set and the die. Yeah, I just saw that. It sold out. Yep. Of course it did. Because it knew I was going to use it. That's what happens. It's very popular. And you'll see why. It's really fun to work with and to play with. So I have you ready for when it comes back in stock. So did I show you the card? There's the card. This is a real simple one. We're just doing the Timeless Plaid embossing folder and mounting it to a thick basic white. As I figure out where my adhesive was put, there it is. There are a lot of the Last Chance embossing folders. The fern I know is still available, the metal plate, the timber, and I think all of them are marked down. So if you don't have some of those embossing plates, again, make sure you check out that last chance section as you are checking out the 50% sweet sale. Okay. Now, why did Lori mount that? Because she needed to put a piece of a ribbon around it, didn't she? Well, that's okay. This hasn't really had a chance to adhere itself completely, so we're safe. I was actually surprised that they did not bundle the washi tape with the stamp set and die. I don't think it's bundled with it. I didn't see it if it was. I bought it separately. Well, hello, stranger. Miss Karen, how are you? All right, now we can put this on here again. Okay. And then I use Spotlight on Nature for my circle. I can look. I don't know off the top of my head. I didn't take a look at that, but I can look and let you know when it'll be back in stock. And then I think we've got most, if not all of this one ready to roll. So we're just going to place these down here. And all the colors coordinate beautifully. and bring that up that way. And then, yep, this one's all cut. Like that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do that. Mount that all together. I always lay it out first after I've cut all my pieces out. I want to make sure I have everything going the way it needs to go. And this one I did not use dimensionals on. I just mounted it flat and I put the dimensionals under the circle. We're going to start right about there. And then we'll slide this guy in underneath. And give us a little bit more greenery action here. And then this guy's going to go in underneath there. But as I said, we have the two color schemes. So this is more Bubble Bath for Flirty Flamingo. There's some Lost Lagoon as well as Garden Green and all of that in this one. And then we have the, what I call more the Calypso Coral section. Somebody said you can get 47 cards or layers, if you will, out of one. I couldn't decide if I liked the birthday wishes going that way or if I wanted that on the side. Should we try one of each? See which one we like better? What do you think? Right? Yeah, I know. I was surprised by that. Let's try one of each and see which we like better. So birthday wishes is my old standard, simply said. And I don't know what I would do if we didn't have that stamp set. I'd be in trouble. Because that is the one I grab so often. And we're going to put this right here. Okay. Petunia Pop. And then we're going to grab some dimensionals and pop this one up. Does anybody already have this? Did you get the washi tape? I love that it's a wider washi tape than what we've had in the past. That's kind of cool. I have a sheet of dimensionals that did not cut, if you will. It's crazy. The whole way through. Anybody ever get one of those? That's the first time, in all the years I've been stamping, that's the first one I've gotten that. Oh, good, Sharon, you have it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And this one's also really hard to peel the backings off. I really don't want to come off. Like I looked at the back of the paper because I was like, did I pick up somebody else's dimensionals and it's not really ours? It just doesn't function the way I'm used to. All right, I think I got them all. So we're going to pop that on there like that. Bring it up a little bit. Simple, quick card. And then I just use some basic rhinestones, which I rarely reach for these, but you like it to the side. Hey, Melinda. Yeah, I think I do too. That was my original design. And then as I was playing with it, I thought, oh, let's try it underneath. So there we go. We've got both options. You can tell I haven't used this package very much. It's not wanting to open up for me. And I'll grab my Take Your Pick tool. Matter of fact, this might be a brand new pack. And I'm missing one that's off of there that came off. So we'll fix that. I'm going to move that over a little bit just so they're not quite so in line. There we go. And we're going to grab these, put that back over here. There we go. Okay, so that's easy peasy. First card. I think I put my inside greeting away, but I just had Let's Celebrate, also from Simply Said, on there. What do you think? I think the Petunia Pop goes really well with that color from the pattern. See, I should have gone with my first instinct when I was designing, huh? All right, so that's project number one. And then you end up with little baggies of all your goodies so that you can keep designing. I didn't count. Let's count. Just for fun, let's count, right? There's 16 designs or washi tape stickers, if you will, on there. All right, so here's the next. I thought it was so pretty. It would make a great wedding card. So that's what I've done with this particular one. And I used a new embossing folder, the Glass and Garden embossing folder. This is one of two. Obviously, they're minis. So if you have the mini machine, they'll run through the mini machine for you. And I think this is the one that I actually have to cut. So let's see what I've got for pieces and parts here. Yeah, I'm missing one of those. So we will go ahead and cut that. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run the embossing folder. Now, I can't run it through the mini in this particular case because I'm doing a full width layer of 4 by 5 1/4 layer. So I still have to take this over to my large machine. So I'll do that quick. And this is obviously not a 3D folder, so we're just going to use the base platform without the thin die adapter and the 2 cutting pads sandwiched around the embossing folder. So we have our base lined up there. And then I'm going to grab this and we're going to line this up. I'm going to put some Post-it note tape down to help hold it in place. It lines up really easily too, I thought. I mean, there's a lot of places that you can check it as you're getting it lined up, but I used a lot of the outside edge images and it came together very nicely, I have to say. Okay, so I'm going to run that through. Now I'm putting this whole sandwich back together with the thin die adapter and the 2 cutting pads. And I'm also going to run it through at a slight angle simply because I don't want to put that pressure on this large die. I want it to go through at an angle so it's not going full strength straight across the top edge or the bottom edge, as the case may be, right? And it rolls through like any other die. No worries. And then all the cute little pieces come out. My chair creaks. My chair is not old. It's not like it's worn out. But it's sure not like my chairs at the nest. I tried to get one like it. They don't sell them anymore, which I don't understand because they're amazing chairs. Um, this was the close I thought I could get, but oh, makes me crazy when it's creaky like this. All right, so this is the only piece I needed because I already had some die cut from earlier in the day. So I'm just going to scoop these up. And I'll put them in a little bag later. All right, so we're going to grab our twine. And I believe this showed up on the last chance list. I don't think it was there before. This is the Baker's Twine 3-color pack. And it was discounted. And I know it says it's Flirty Flamingo, but I'm telling you, it works very lovely with the colors in the floral tape as well as Calypso Coral. So I often use it with Calypso Coral. Let's give ourselves a space to tack it down back here. And we're going to wrap it around 3 times just to give it a little more body, if you will. And if you don't have this, you could color one of our ribbons with the blends to get the color that you were looking for, right? Oh, thank you, Thelma. I think so too. I think they are too. And I know a lot of my visitors say about the chairs. They're like, hey, where can I buy these? I'm like, oh, I wish you could because I'd have more of them myself. Oh, I think my white piece is smaller than I thought it was going to be, but that's all right. We'll just have a little bit more of the calypso showing, maybe. Let's see. See, I think it's the weekend for some reason because I'm not normally live during the week in the evening. I'm normally on during the morning. So even as my husband and I were figuring out dinner and all of that, I'm thinking it's like a Saturday or a Sunday. Well, Sunday probably. So yeah, that was a bit strange. And then we have a layer of old olive that we're going to mount that to. I'm going to trim it, see if I can trim it down because it's definitely not right. And I think I know why. And I wonder if I can get this off because I think we're just going to trim it. We're just going to try to trim it down. Hey, look at that. Not perfect, but it will do. Just get that mounted on there. All right, so then we're going to bring in, and this is going to be a straight across. And I thought the embossing down below was nice. I thought it just tied in with the florals, right? So you're always going to mount your washi tape to a piece of cardstock. I chose white. I haven't tried it on like basic beige or anything like that to see what it might do, but certainly could give that an option too. And these are going to come down like this. So we'll go ahead and mount them next. But I am anxious to try the, I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier today when I was playing around. Try the memento and stamp it onto our washi tape after we've mounted the washi tape to the cardstock because it would give it definition. Right now it's more of a watercolor effect. All right, let's get this set up here. And this piece is going to come in here. We're just making that a little bit bigger by adding additional greens to it. There we go. Okay. Now this I popped on with dimensionals as well. We're going to put that on next. Okay, thanks, Thelma. I have to figure those dimensionals out because they're a bit of a problem child. There we go. I think that's so pretty. And then again, we're just going to come in here with these small flowers and my take your pick tool. Maybe I don't even need my take your pick tool for this. What do you think? Oops. All right. We're going to cheat. We're going to put a little adhesive right there. Or not. There's tape on there. I can feel it. It's just not sticking. It's kind of bizarre. There we go. So, and then the last thing besides the greeting that I did was I took a little Wink of Stella on this one and I just did the roses. And it makes it all sparkly. Okay. Greetings. This is the congratulations that comes from the extraordinary Floral. And we're going to stamp that in Old Olive first. This, I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm going to try it with blending brush and see if I can just add some colors and then stamp over it that way. I don't know if that'll work or not. Using the Memento Black as well, but that might be fun. So I'm going to lay that aside so I can try that later. I ran out of time to do everything I wanted to try to do with that. And that's just going to go on a MAC layer of Calypso Coral. And that's also going up with those dimensionals. Oh, thank you, Betty. Betty, how is Connie doing? I haven't seen or heard of her for quite a while. Is she doing all right? There we go. And then the inside of our card, I took another piece from our die cutting and I put it onto a layer of basic white. And then we're going to come in. Apparently my white cutting was not going well for me today. Because that is definitely not what I want. Guess what? I have a piece of white laying right here. Okay, so we're going to do 5 and nope, we're going to do 5 and an 8. That wasn't right either. I am not meant to cut white layers today, guys. Let's see what this is going to look like. Well, I don't love it, but we'll go with it. Okay. I think it's just as bad as the other one, to be honest with you. My inside greeting is from Lifetime of Love. I just hit the camera again. Wishing you a lifetime of love and happiness. And the stamp set is Lifetime of Love. And then you also have all these fabulous dies, right? That's where this greeting is coming from. We're going to do that in Calypso Coral. And then we're going to pop a little accent flower down here in the corner that has some greenery with it as well. Oh, good. Oh, please, if you see Wilda, tell her I'm praying for her. And you can tell Verna I said hello. Well, I'm glad to hear Connie's still stamping. I thought maybe her shoulder was giving her trouble. And then we'll just pop this. Yeah, that whole thing is going to come out when we're done. We're just going to pretend this is the card. And we're going to ignore that one. Because I totally butchered the inside of that card for some reason. Who knows why? Just that kind of a day. Hey, Jeannie. Oh, good, Sharon. I'm glad I'm not alone. Yeah, I'll go back and fix that card. But there we go. So I don't know if the sparkle shows up on camera or not, but the flowers are all sparkly on there. We've got the garden greenery embossing folder across the bottom, and then the greeting from the Extraordinary Flora stamp set. Okay, so that is project number 2. Oh, and I think this is on last chance as of today too, which I didn't think this was, but I'm pretty sure this is the one I saw on there. Yeah, iridescent. That's right. All right. Last one. So here, I didn't cut the washi tape out at all. I just put it onto a layer of basic white. And I'm just going to use it as designer series paper, right? And then I created this fun little bookbinding card. So I'm going to trim this down to the size of the washi tape, which is about, well, we'll tell you when we get it cut down. Okay, so that's an extra. This is extra. We'll leave that side alone, and we'll try to straighten this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So we have what I think is just shy of 3 3/8 is the width of our cardstock. And I am going to cut it in half. Okay. So we're going to cut it at, what would that be, 1 5/8? Let me do the math. No, that's not right. Should have written it down when I did it. Okay. So we're going to go right there. That looks about right to me. Boom. Then my left side, I cut at 2 inches. And this stays whole. So we'll lay that over here. And then I cut the bottom at 2 inches on the other half, and the top stays whole. Okay, so there is our layers. Okay, we're going to bring in our card kit now. Lost Lagoon. So this blue in here, I was trying to figure out what it was. I was playing with shaded spruce, and that does say it's one of the coordinating colors, but I really like the Lost Lagoon better. So I have the bookbinding done, and I'm just going to give that a crease. We're going to mount our pieces onto, oh, they got shifted around on me, didn't they? This is this side. Which means this is this side, yes. So we're going to do this on Berry Burst, but we're not going to line it up that way, obviously. This piece is going to slide up. This piece is going to come in. And then this piece. So these sleeves are bugging me tonight. I'm wondering if I need a bit bigger berry burst. I think we're going to cut that berry burst or cut the top edge off of these two pieces to give us a little more wiggle room there. But not much. Just a tiny bit. And hopefully this works. I love it when you design something, it comes out perfectly, and then you try to do it with you guys, and it's like, what? Why doesn't that line up? Why isn't that lining up? All right, so here's our bottom piece. Here's our top piece. And that is still going to be too big. All right, let's measure the berry burst. If I can make this any bigger, I think I'm going to, and I really can't. So now why is this not working when it worked perfectly today? All right, we're gonna come in here. We're gonna take a little bit off of this side too. I might have to redo the whole thing. Then you get to see me mount it again. Let's see if this works. And I know that's causing glare, so I'm gonna take that away. Let's see if we can make this work. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we'll do that. And then this piece, I'm going to trim the same amount off the bottom of this. Now I think we have it. Yeah, I think we're there. Okay, good. So we're just going to mount these now, leaving just that tiny little border of the berry burst around. Okay. So basically we created our own designer series paper with this. Just by putting that piece down on a layer of basic white. Oh, and it lines up perfectly. Almost like I knew what I was doing, huh? There we go. It goes this way. There's our little purple flower and our leaf. So there we have our piece. And then I felt like it looked okay right on the Lost Lagoon, but I felt like it needed a layer of basic white behind it. So now let's see if I have the right layer here. And it sure looks like I do. Yeah, they're both the same. I'm like, let's just double check. We're going to go ahead and put a piece of ribbon around here first so I can get that closed a little better. So I'm just adding, and I think mine is a 1/2 inch score line here, but it depends on how big you make your paper for the front as to how wide you'll need your binding, if you will, spine, whatever you want to call it, right? Go ahead and close that. Grab my bone folder again. Give that a good press. Then we'll just bend it back. All right, now let's make sure this fits and I wasn't having issues when and it looks like it does. We're going to go ahead and mount that. This is what happens when your husband's home and he comes into your studio while you're cutting and he distracts you. He's like, let's go out. I'm like, I have a live. I can't go out. And then that goes on the front of our basic white. Yeah, I just think that makes that pop a little bit more. Then I have another layer of Lost Lagoon, and I use the Textured Notes die cuts for my greeting or focal image, if you will. And we're going to use Berry Burst ink. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Thank you. I'm going to keep that up so I have room underneath to do that tiny little flower. I've got my two little guys here. Don't you love it when when you're cutting something like this out and you lay it on basic white, and then where you didn't necessarily get it perfectly lined up, it's okay because the basic white hides it beautifully. Now I'm looking for our little purple guy. So I need to go back to my other little bag of goodness. And if you get kits from me, you may very well have some of these little bags in your arsenal, because when we're doing individual gems, there he is. Those are usually what we would package them in. So let's go ahead and add a little adhesive to these so we can get them mounted down in there. You went where I didn't want you. There we go. And then our last little flower. Goes right in the center. We'll give it a mat of the Lost Lagoon. And then we're going to pop that up on dimensionals for our focal image. Yeah, these they say Stampin' Up, but they are not anything like Stampin' Up dimensionals I've ever had. So have I convinced you that you need this floral washi tape when it comes back in? And if you hang out with me for a minute here at the end, I'll see if I can get you that date. Or I can just post it in the comments. And then for the inside, I have the big thinking of you from Sentimental Framing. The greeting on the front was from You Are Remarkable. And that is, I like a vertical greeting a lot. And that's one of the few that we have right now that has a vertical greeting in it. So and then let's just Pop this little flower down here in the corner. So we have something happening on the inside too, right? Go. All right. So there are 3 different ideas using the extraordinary Flora washi tape. What am I missing? We got that one and this one. There we go. What do you think? Are they all in camera? I tried to spread the camera out, or bring it closer, I mean. And then I realized that YouTube pushes it back out. So there we go. Almost there, right? Um, I really do love it. It's fun to play with. And like I said, you end up with now this is probably 2 sheets worth, 2 sections worth, I should say, of that washi tape. But look at how much I have extra to play with. So you could even put some on your envelopes if you're mailing it to someone. Hey, Corinne, good to see you. Hey, Deborah. Hi, Pat. Excellent. Okay. All right, gang. That's what I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. I will post in the comments when the tape is due back in. I'll go check that out as soon as we get off, and then I'll let you know. Hopefully, it's not too long because it really is pretty and it's perfect for this time of the year. So, have a great rest of your Sunday night and a good start to your week. I'll be back Tuesday with something. I'm not sure what. No, this is Tuesday. Oh my God. See, I think it's Sunday night. I'll be back Sunday night to share something with you right here on YouTube. Again, all my lives are now on YouTube. I do not do lives on Facebook anymore simply because they only let them up for 30 days. And in the case of my creativity delivered class and my just cards class, that may not give you enough time to get your projects done and have access to the video. So I'm doing everything here on YouTube now. All right, gang. Hey, thanks again. Take care. Be safe. And hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. Bye, everyone.